Hey guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for being here. And for today, I wanted to share with you guys a little work that we did on the badge, on the tank, the Indian emblem. I went ahead and I painted it black. I did not use any spray paint. I used the Plastidip, the removable or peelable temp paint, they call it. I I'm gonna load the entire process on this video here, but just so you guys know, when I did, let me show you guys. So when I did this for the first time, I actually did it wrong. I had a lot of paint sprayed right from the first coat, and it did not come out good. So I removed all of that and I redid it. So this was the result of the second coat. When I did it, or try to correct it, it was really easy. It did not create any issue for me, and I was very surprised that it actually worked out really well in the end. So I'm gonna put both sides of the video, the first attempt and the second attempt. The first attempt just to show you guys what not to do. I think the biggest issues were me just spraying too much right from the first coat and not giving enough time for this to dry between the coat and even before I started peeling it off. So something to keep in mind. On the second attempt, it worked out well. I went really light, really light on the first 2 or 3 coats, and then after that a little bit more, but I was not too heavy, so I did not see any run within the paint or any build up. So the second one worked out. So if you're interested, watch the full video, or if you're not, you can skip to the, after the 15 minutes into the video, I guess, that shows the second attempt. That actually worked out for me. So I hope you guys like, and it works out for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll post the link for the paint that I used. But it was really good actually. At least it did not spoil anything for me. I was able to take it off when I didn't like it. With that, and I also created an intro video for you guys, so I'm gonna go roll the intro and then we'll get into that video. Thank you. Alright, so the plan is to black out this Indian emblem here. I'm kind of a little divided between whether I should do this or not, but I'll see. It's we're gonna use the Dupli-Color. This is the Plastidip removable paint or coating. This is gloss black, so with midnight, or sorry, matte black. I think this should look good. And one good thing about this is it's peelable, so if I don't like, I should be able to kind of get it off. Also, I'm only looking to black out the Indian emblem, not the Scout, so I'll leave that one there on both sides. What we're gonna need to get this done is really the can of paint. This is what I'm using. I will use the masking tape, and I'm gonna use this big garbage bag to kind of cover this area so I'm not spraying the paint everywhere. The goal is I'm gonna mask right here, this whole thing. Just keep this open, spray this at least 5 or 6 times, and then peel off the excess that goes into the edges. So let me go ahead, clean this up a little bit, and put the plastic garbage bag around it, do the masking, and we will start spraying. So there we go. Put the masking tape just around it. With Plastidip, you don't want to cover like right to the edges. You leave a little room, extra room here, so when we spray, the paint will be basically in all of this area here, and then you have a chance to kind of start peeling it off. So when we paint it, I'll show you how it looks, but my plan is to kind of keep this. This is good for the edges. I know which or where to spray it. I'm still gonna cover the whole bike with the plastic bag, so it doesn't, the aerosols doesn't spray everywhere. I used these lens wipes, or any alcohol wipes actually, just kind of you can use to wipe these off so it's clean and it does not have any dirt or grime that kind of gets stuck behind the paint. So you want to just kind of keep that in mind. Same thing on both sides. Again, I'm only doing the Indian logo, so I hit the Scout badge here, but that should do it. Well, I might have gone a little overboard with the masking, but as they say, better be safe than sorry, right? So here I covered any exposed area. It's all covered, so when I spray, I know it's not gonna go into part of the motorcycle that I don't want it to. So yep, so this is all prepped, all masked on both sides. I'll start spraying now. We're gonna go at least 4 or 5 rounds of spraying, and there is some curing time between the sprays. So read through the instruction if you're buying the same can or any can. There are many various types, but it's gonna, with the curing and then repeating the spraying, basically different coats, 4 or 5 coats. I think it's a process that should take at least about 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Let's see. All right, so did go through the instructions, and it says you know, the thicker coats or more number of coats basically means easier peeling off or removal of the excess. So I'm planning to, I anyways have a full can, so I'm planning to go at least 6 or 7 coats, and there is about 15 minutes of wait time between the coats. It also recommends some you know, the temperature, ideal temperature and humidity levels, and looks like we are within that range. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the can says shake it up vigorously for at least a minute, and I did exactly that. Let's go ahead and start spraying. So we're going to keep at least 5 inches away and go from all angles here, and let this dry. We go to the other side, we do the same thing. So while the first coat is drying up, why not just kind of bring this up. So as you do the coats, it really has to be light, one after another. Just start with light coats and go from there. With me, I think I may have sprayed a little more than what it was needed for the first coat. What I see now is kind of this thing, the paint is dripping and it's accumulating on the edges of the letters. So I hope it's not too bad, but we'll see. So let me show you guys something here. So when I did the first coat, I basically ended up spraying too much. The instruction says you really have to kind of just dust it over a little bit, and don't go basically too wet on this. On the first, second, third or fourth coat, just slowly, little bit by little bit, it will kind of come out good. But anyway, when I did that, I saw these things, basically the paint dripping and accumulating at the edges on the bottom of these letters, and I panicked. I tried to wipe it off, and in the process, if you can see, I left some contaminants, basically some dust and all that in that process, but basically from the wiping cloth. So something to keep in mind when you're doing this, just go really light, just dust it and do it that way. And if it does happen to kind of run and it looks kind of scary or bad, you want to just have the patience, let it dry, spray it again, do your coats, and then end of the day, you know, when it's all done, you can just peel it off. If you don't like it, you can peel everything off, or I hope it will still kind of cover with the next round of coatings. But something to keep in mind, go really light. You don't have to cover the everything or have really too much paint on it. I think I got the other side done correctly. Let me show you. So this one, I did not see any runoff on the paint, and if you see, it's really just a little bit of dust. It's it's gonna dry very well and it's gonna work out better, much better. Let me get close. So keep it like this and that should be good. All right, so it's time for the second coat. I'm going to start from this side now. Again, shake the can really well and then let's go really light coat. You want to go from all angles so it kind of covers. There you go. So we're going to let this dry again for 15 minutes. I'm going to go do the other side. So this side, as I said, we overdid it in the first coat, so again go light and that's it. I'm going to just stop there and let it dry for 15 minutes and we come back. So this is after the fourth coat. We're down to fifth now. I'm gonna do the fifth one. Looks really good, and the instruction says like for the fifth and sixth, seventh, whatever, you can go a bit generous on this. You don't have to be really light, so it will start kind of getting a little more smooth and bring the shine. So you're gonna go ahead and do that. And again, this is Plastidip. I chose to go with the Plastidip right now is because I don't really know how it would look overall. So I have the choice to kind of peel it off if I don't like the black. And if I do like it, maybe at some point I will go like really just spray paint, a permanent paint on it. But this is, I want to say just a trial for now. We'll see how this comes out. Right, so down to fifth. So yeah, I see this thing here I did not like. All right, I think you're okay. Let's go to the other side. This is the fifth coat. Just be careful, not over spray it, but otherwise you will see this run off. See here. Not very proud of this, but it is what it is. Other than that, the other letters look really good. Alright, so this is the sixth. I'm gonna do the last one. That will be the seventh one. And then I think there is about 1 hour of drying time before we can start peeling it off. Just a quick tip. As you're kind of between the coats, it's waiting. You want to make sure you're shaking it as much as you can and clean this nozzle because it kind of gets a lot of those paint here, and when you spray, it comes out as in chunks basically. You don't want that. So with that, let me go ahead and do the seventh coat. Again, just keeping it really light from a distance and all angles that I can get. Going to the other side now, doing it to the other side as well. And once again, I can't emphasize enough about the masking, guys. If you see, it's going everywhere, top to bottom. I did not expect this to be looking like this, but this kind of just tells you how important it is to cover everything before you start spraying the paint. So something to keep in mind. So there is our last coat and we'll let it dry. So this is how it looks after the seventh coat. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, for the last two coats, be generous. Kind of spray it really nice. It should look all wet and glossy, and it should be okay. It won't run off too much because it already has earlier coats to kind of grab onto, but don't go or overdo it. But still, this is a coat where you want to be a bit generous than the earlier coats. The toothpick and go ahead and try to unmask. I'm gonna take the plastic first and see how it looks. It does look like it will be really easy to peel it off, so that's a good thing in case if you do decide that okay, it did not come in the way you were hoping. At least you don't have to it does not spoil this whole thing. So let's go to the other side, start peeling it off. I hope this is showing you. So we'll start from the tape, going this way. And guys, really this is going to be really easy the way it at least looks right now. It peels. Wow. I'm amazed, very surprised. So this is, if I had known this will be this easy, would have probably okay, this is some spillover on the paint, not dried yet. So I love the color, the way it came out was really good, except those imperfections. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it off, and the can was more than enough to do it at least 3-4 times. So I still have a lot of this left, and I'll make another attempt at it, and hopefully I've learned from my mistakes. But one good thing is, if you see this thing is really easy to peel off. So kinda, even if you're trying for the first time, it's really not gonna kinda destroy anything. There is no harm in trying. So as you see, I'm using the toothpick to pick it, but it's really easy. And the color, I like it. The color is really good. It looks really good on the smoke black tank, so I'm gonna continue to use the same color, but do it better next time. Alright, hopefully by the next weekend I'll show you guys the final product. This is the first coat, and you can see the difference between this and the first attempt that I had, kinda. So this is where I'm gonna stop for this first round. So this is the third coat of the second attempt, and as you see, I'm not overdoing it this time. It still has, yeah, very light, just dusting it, and 10-15 minutes of waiting between these coats. Same rules, just a much lighter coat each time on this attempt. So hopefully this kind of doesn't drip the way it was doing in the first attempt. So let's see how that turns out. So this is the 5th coat, and you can see the difference, just learning from my mistakes, going really slow, giving it a lot of time to dry before or between the coats, and I'm also shaking the can as much as I can, and it looks really good. I mean, compared to the last turn or the first attempt, there is no running of the paint, there is no accumulation on both sides. It's coming out well. And yeah, I mean, just when you're doing it for the first time, don't get too excited. It will come out really good. Just have a little patience and go one coat at a time, and really kind of keep the can at a distance and spray really light, and then let it dry, then go to the next one, and I'm sure it will pay off. So 1 hour later, looks like we have done it. I don't see, I mean, I still see some imperfections, but it's not visible. It's not as bad as the first time. So this was the 7th coat, and the last one, as I said, it needs to be heavy. Oh, you have to go all the way out. Still be careful, don't overdo it, or you will see that paint actually running. But looks really good on both sides. Let me show you guys the other side as well. No complaints at all. Looks good. I don't know how it's actually looking on the camera, but I'll post some pictures as well during the daytime. It's already dark. Started at around noon today, and after the first round going wrong, this is 7 o'clock right now, so 6 or 7 hours. But again, it's not really the work, it's just the waiting game between the coats and then letting it dry completely. So let's go ahead and start peeling it off. By the way, last time what I saw was when I was peeling, it was still not completely done. When I touched last time, it was kind of, in some areas it was still wet. This time it actually is dry to touch, so this is good. Looks like it's ready. It's gonna be much better than the last time. Let's go ahead and start peeling it. As you can see, this is peeling off really well. So this is the original paint, the tank. So we're gonna take this and try, when you pulling this, try not to let this go into the letters, because they get stuck and kind of doesn't look good. Last time it was too difficult to remove them once they went over onto the letters. So last time we had a thicker paint or layer, it was much easier to peel it. This time it's breaking, but I guess we have to just deal with that. This tool, if you have one, I would recommend. So some areas where you have nice thick layer, it's really easy to pull it, it comes off. Some areas where we have lighter coating, it's kind of breaking, but still nonetheless it's not a lot of work at all. Just be patient, don't rush, and you'll be okay. I think all of this has to come off. Alright, this is how it looks, all cleaned up. I'll go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so I think we're done. This is the final result. Looks really good. I like it. The color, it's visible even on the matte black, so that's good. Let me show you the other side. This is the other side, and it worked out nice. All right, so this is it for now. Let me know what you guys think. You like it or not? Next, I'm thinking about blacking out those cylinder heads, the blocks. That would require a high temperature paint or enamel wool. I'll let you guys know what I actually decide on that, but that's next. And I'm planning to keep this chrome. All right, let me know what you guys think, and thanks again for stopping by my channel. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good one.